Welcome to Not a Great Whisperer podcast. This is your host, Katie Ray. I am joined by a very long-time friend, over 10 years. Jean has finally made it to the podcast.
Yay.
Welcome, my love, my diva. First, we need to just shout out straight up. We've been worked together in 2 different places, from Miami to Clearwater. And bunch of crazy people in Miami. Shout out Carlos, Quantica, Michelle, everybody really. Andrea. I mean, we got a lot of people. We got Casey. I mean, Soul. We got so many people. Wolfgang. So if you guys aren't listening, we're gonna be really upset and we'll find you. But Jean finally made it. Welcome.
I'm honored.
I think we're gonna educate people today.
Yes.
You know, give people a little dose of experience, life, kind of explain the different like levels you're at when you're in a corporate atmosphere, and how things can be like really uncomfortable at times, right? I think as a leader, I want people to take the moment to understand others, like how you identify yourself.
I identify myself with the pronouns her, she, but...
Is diva a part of that pronoun?
Diva, of course. It starts with diva. But I've learned, you know, it's not what you're called, but what you answer to, and we give power to people's words. And I have to understand this is not normal for everyone. Considering I'm Haitian, it's different in my culture. It took a lot for my parents to come around. So sometimes when I get the he's, him, it does not bother me. It's okay. If that makes you comfortable, it's okay, because I am confident in who I am. So that never bothered me.
Love that. I think, again, I bring up corporate because, you know, we had a really amazing, diverse floor in Miami, right? I think Carlos and I can simply say we learned a lot those years, those 5 years, right? I mean, from cultures to attitudes to work ethic to, I mean, people from every different walk of life. And I think I will always take that as my most eye-opening and growth as just a person. Because, you know, you could feel like, I love everybody, I'm accepting. But sometimes you say things that are wrong and you have to take accountability for it and you have to learn from it. And I think we all did that because we all, even though some were bosses, some weren't, we all were on the same level of a lot of acceptance just because of how different everybody was. Right?
Yes, and I always talk about Miami because the true meaning of the melting pot, a mix of different cultures, different walk of life. And if the world could coexist the way we coexist, the world would be a better place. Right. Okay, if it doesn't knock you, it's fine. We respect each other's views, each other's opinion. And it was okay if we crossed the line for someone to say, hey, I don't like it.
That's uncomfortable. That's, yeah, exactly. And we were like, oh, wow, thank you.
Amazing.
I know, it was. And as much as I'm always like, I'm so glad I don't live in Miami, I still, that moment in time, I learned from every single one of my reps. And the intelligence of everyone. Jean's work ethic is unstoppable. Okay. Q and Jean took over my one project and just ran it. And I was like, I'm done. Thank you. But that was really eye-opening for me. And I always say this is I feel that we didn't give you enough respect because we were so accepting to the point where we didn't sit you down and say, is there anything that's uncomfortable for you? How do you want to be addressed? And I feel like I've learned that now. Because don't mind my hands, they go everywhere.
I love them.
Hello. But I feel like I've learned now that you were in a corporate atmosphere. Excuse me, white man run corporate atmosphere. And that's a lot, right? Because a client comes in, you need to dress in a suit today. You need to not wear your makeup. And that is not fair to you, you know? But again, you said to power your words. We didn't ever say that to you, but we would get some from higher ups that would be like, oh, we're like, no, that's Jean. But we never sat down and said, you know, how do you want to be identified? How do you want to be spoken to? And I feel like you're just so amazing. And you always took the higher, you always went high, you know, you didn't go
Thank
low
you.
like Michelle Obama says. I like to go low when people go low, so I make sure to even out. So petty. But I feel like we didn't do that for you. But again, you're always so amazing with everything. And you really took a lot of time as educational moment, and you let people love you for who you are. And that really just shows who you are as a person and your character above all, right?
Thank you. That was, believe it or not, for some reason, I always felt as if my work would shine over anything.
It did.
And that was never a problem. When the clients came, I still dressed up. And the clients coming in to see me today, they're not going to see me every day. So it was...
What I love too is the clients that actually learn too. Like, wow, Jean's our most powerful rep.
Really?
And and they learn something new too. It's like opening eyes. It's like you might not walk that walk, but you need to just respect other people who are good people and extremely hard workers, because you were making them money.
My resume is impeccable.
I love that you've gone from corporate to have that experience, and then you're also a stylist with hair, makeup. So I feel like styling, you get to be yourself and have no little strings attached, where you walk that walk in the corporate atmosphere. And that's super hard because it's not hard for you because you're good at just leaving people out. But for me, I think because you have those uneducated people and people that don't open their minds, and you're just like, oh, this is just extra today,
You're right. I think what I've done was to give just a little and not too much. And I had to put it in my mind because I've had some challenges. I've had some challenges throughout the year. Before I came to UBM, a lot of doors were closed. For me, I was working for AT&T. AT&T let me go. It didn't make any sense. I challenged it. One thing I've learned, I'm going to challenge. I'm not going to take your word for word. And when I challenged the reason they were letting me go, it didn't make any sense. And I said, you know what? I got into my car. I cried, of course. I said, the world doesn't end. I went home, made me some meatloaf. I like to cook.
Cook, oh yeah.
I made some meatloaf.
Food for my soul.
Oh, made some meatloaf. And I am not going to water down myself. I think I'm an amazing person, and you have to think like that about yourself. And those who matter don't mind, and those who mind don't matter. And we have to be amazing people in this world. We have to be the change we really want to see. And I don't let things bother me anymore. Even now I currently work for Pods. I'm in the commercial department.
Yeah.
Moved up, and my work ethic is the same. And at the end of the day, I'm in another environment where who I am is not a problem. And I'm so appreciative of that. But one thing I've taught myself is this. It's not about watering yourself and not being who you are, but you have to understand when you walk into the corporate doors, you're in that company from 9 to 5. After 5, I do what I want.
Yeah.
But, 9 to 5.
I get them.
I come and handle my business.
And you're not being yourself. You're working. You're just doing what you need that day, the job role, and then you can...
And put myself in it a little, because I like to be the type of person when I'm not at work, it. I'm a fool. I am just a fool. You'll wonder, this child does any work? I work. I like to bother people while they work. But, every day I'm learning different things about myself. And I thought I knew myself when I was 30. I've gone through some experiences. I'm becoming an adult. And I'm loving who I'm becoming. I really am. And I'm loving the fact that I'm learning to cherish the people around me who care about me. And that's all that matters.
That is.
I can't focus on the negative. I can't focus on the stuff that'll take me away from my tunnel vision. So I think that has been making life amazing. My parents have come around. My mom went to dinner with me on my birthday as Mimi. And she was like, "You're so beautiful." That was it for me.
Oh.
I felt like, it's over.
Oh, that is. Yes. Because the talk about growing up in a Haitian community and how hard that was for you.
Oh my gosh. Katy, I grew up knowing the whole city from Homestead. I knew everybody. Friends. We grew up from the church. The church somewhat made my mom turn her back away from me. you know, and one thing I always told myself, I said, if what I was reading, what I was taught was God was a God of love, he cared for everyone. When I read the Bible,
Absolutely,
he cared about
everyone.
everyone. It didn't matter if you was gay, straight, the Samaritan woman. I know the word too, but I'm not going to.
You were reading the right Bible, by the way. That is the same one.
Yeah, right. And I remember one thing. Jesus said, he who is without sin cast the first stone. But because I was gay, that was the most worst sin you could ever commit. Yet I knew adults who, you know, were engaging outside of their marriage, but I never judged them. It's not my place because I can't do to you what I don't like that you're doing to me. So I let them be. And I had to have a talk with my mom. We took a trip, taking my brother to school in Louisiana. He was going to a university, Grambling State. And my mom said something, and I said in the car, I said, you know what? I didn't want to take this trip because we're always clashing, but I'm happy we're having it. We had a heart-to-heart. I told her how I felt throughout all the years because I really felt like I was left alone, neglected. I'm not a perfect person. You know that. I've made a lot of mistakes throughout the years, and I can't blame my mom for not being there, but have that talk with her to let her know if you're there for your child, you will give your child the best advice compared to someone else that they meet.
You just support. That's it.
Support. I said, you don't have to like what I do, but I am your child. Don't waste these years because you know what happened? 10 years later, my mom didn't know who I was. You know, I'm not the same person I was when I left home. So right now we're in the process of...
She lost that precious time with you.
To get to know each other. And you know what? I don't put any blame on her.
No, you know, it was something new. And you're just one of those people who wouldn't because you just have a heart like that. But at the same time, you're like, those 10 years would have been great for us.
Great.
I know.
Because I'm not
She would have seen this wonderful woman who just loves everybody. And, that's what she would have seen. Who you knew who you were.
Yes.
You were just waiting for her to come around.
Yes. But, everything happens for a reason, Katy. I love my mom no matter what. I love those who've done me wrong. I just show love. And I keep it moving. I can't let the negative things affect me. Especially, I'm not saying life is great, everything is perfect, but we have to create our happiness in the now. Mm-hmm. We can't wait for something to happen to be happy.
You're right. And it's a crazy time right now, right?
Yes.
There's a lot of turmoil. There's a lot. And I mean, you as a Black woman are going through a lot right now, as a trans woman too. And for me, I always thought, I understand the gay community. My dad's gay, but a lot of things I learned about the trans community, and a lot of hate.
Even in our own, even with the gays.
Yeah.
Funny thing is, even in the gay community is separated from, excuse my terms, we're labeled. And I feel like labels only separate us. You notice I never come out and say I'm trans. You've never heard me say that.
Oh, my bad.
No. That is what I am. But I get what you're saying. But the reason I don't do that is because I don't want you to attach a label to separate me. I'm a human being.
Yeah, I know. You're so right. And it's like the labels, and when people get like super nasty, like there's so many letters. It's like, then don't worry about the letters. That's a human. That's it.
That's all that
Then don't get all defensive over a letter. Like, it's a human. And I'm glad you kind of said that because people don't realize different minority communities sometimes are negative towards another minority community. And it's not always like a perfect experience.
No.
So what do you feel is the most important thing people can kind of learn today?
I think the most important thing we all can learn is this. I'm not Katy, and Katy is not me. I can't make Katy's decisions, and I'm not going to see the world in Katy's lens. I'm going to see the world in my lens and always make the decision that's best for me. As long as I'm not harming anybody, allow people to live their life and live their truth.
I love that.
Because you're not going to deal with their consequences and everything that they're going through.
And that's so important on my end too, because I am so like judge on character. That's it. And like when I see people like they're social and they're just like hateful people, I let it destroy my demeanor. Like I need to change this person's mind aggressively. But you're right. Like it's just, be a good human, treat others with love and respect, and let those shitty people do what they do and let it ride. Like,
you know what I've learned? I went through a breakup. crazy thing. I went through a breakup. I was dating someone. And I find myself at one point like, you.
Always pointing blame.
Yep. You know, I don't feel like I was in the wrong, but I had to take a step back, take myself out of the situation. Sometimes we forget we need to understand people because people become what they were raised. People become what they were raised and what they were taught. You have to understand people's experiences in order to know how to love them. And also in that situation, I learned what habits did I create to make this person feel like it was okay to do certain things. I'm taking everything in my life as a life experience and what I contributed, what habits to allow these things to happen.
So what made that happen for you? Like what aha moment was like, wait a second, because you were blaming that other person.
I was blaming the other person, and then I was also blaming me.
Okay.
Because so sometimes we're just enjoying the moment. And then we fail to forget. And I tell my girlfriends this all the time. I said, I'm single, but there's people interested in me. But I'm at a different place in my life where it's harder for me to...
Different season
where when I feel as if when you become sure of who you are, where you're going, dating becomes very hard because you're not going to... I refuse to settle.
Don't step backwards. You don't want to step back anymore. And the same like habits you had are the same. Like you're like, I'm this way.
That doesn't work. And, you know, I had a moment and I said, girl, this person is living their best life and they don't see what they did that was wrong to you, even though you're trying to make them see it. And I sat back and I remained the person who I was. We find ourselves sometimes trying to change who we are to please someone. I said, no, that's never been me. Here we are 2 years later. A lot of things have changed. And now this person is trying to. However, I remain a friend because we all need a friend and someone to talk to. And I know one bond we had was I was never judgmental. And people who come into my life, I allow them to be them. Yeah. Some people, I know them more than anybody does. Mm-hmm. You know, and I was a friend, a listening ear. However, I'm not going to cross those lines anymore because I'm just at a different place in my life.
Yeah, and... So I feel like these interviews are therapeutic for me too, because it just reminds you, like, if you're comfortable with yourself, stop trying to change other people's minds. Your actions will, and who you are might just change them later. But, you know, instead of like blaming yourself, you're not really blaming yourself. You're just looking inward and you're like, wait, I could have done maybe this a little differently. This is a growth moment for me. I'm going to try to do this more. And then you're kind of moving forward and you're kind of making a better version of yourself. And if that person can't go along, they can't go along.
Listen, when I started working at Pause, I was in a training room and I met this girl. Her name is Destiny and I do her hair now.
Love that.
I'm her hairstylist. And the first thing she said to me, she said, you inspire me. I said, huh?
You're like, I just met you.
Yeah, she said, we talk about this every day. She said, I love how you are yourself. It's like you don't see anything around you. Sometimes people ask me, do people make negative remarks to you? I said,
doesn't matter.
I don't know. I really don't know because I think I'm so much in, it may come off as if I'm vain, but I'm not.
No, and you're not saying like you don't have hard days.
No.
And you're not saying you're perfect. You're not saying this, but you've learned that you're your happiness.
I am.
You know, and you're totally right. I always had, even if I was like tired that day, I walked by your desk and I would always get more upbeat. I'd be like, Jean, who's on the phone? Like we make songs out of everything.
I'm doing that today.
Yeah, you should. But we, remember that one time I got in trouble for writing smiling and dialing? And everyone's like, but we are smiling and dialing. Do you want to be angry and dialing? And we all just went off on it. But I think that is one of your strengths is being able to, in the moment, just be your own. Because and then in turn, Destiny was right. You inspire other people to actually be themselves and actually enjoy what they're doing and actually enjoy work or enjoy where you guys are out or doing your hair. I can't even imagine getting my hair done by you. I mean, my sister would disown me as a sister if I went to another hairstylist. But Jean does some good hair and makeup.
Oh, you know, I had to compete today for the guys.
Yes. Oh my God.
For the guys.
What is your like biggest accomplishment with hairstyling and everything? Because you brought your business from Miami here.
Yes.
That had to have been scary.
So let me tell you, to be honest. Scary. So when I moved here, you and I know because we had conversations how things were supposed to happen and they did not happen, right? So we're going to leave that alone. Yeah. But you know what? Me and those people, we're still friends. You know why?
Why?
Because I want to teach people how to treat people.
It's true.
I want to treat people how to treat people.
Teach people how to treat people.
And I'll let your conscience deal with you, not me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you're not one of those people who want to sit there and hate.
No, I didn't plan on doing hair when I moved here.
I know.
At all. I was working at 7-Eleven as my second job. This lady came in, she said, "Do you do hair?" I said, "Yes." One client from another girl from 7-Eleven, she brought me a wedding. My sister comes down out of nowhere. Last month, I've been doing hair throughout the pandemic. I was busy.
Yeah. Which a lot of people were.
Yeah, and I was busy on Clearwater Beach doing a wedding. I said to myself, I didn't plan on doing hair. I had people travel from Miami, Orlando with events to get their hair and makeup done. I was like, sometimes...
You've always been a hustler, though, and you love it.
I love it.
I know. And just the atmosphere, you always make it, the environment, just fun. I always be watching those videos when you're doing makeup. Yeah, you are. No, you're therapist, whatever it is. You're therapist. But I always loved your hustle because you are doing what you love, too, but you also make whatever your job is as well what you love. Because, I mean, you do what you got to do. But how is that different dynamic from Miami to Clearwater? Like
different dynamic, totally. So Miami, I was booked and busy. I was traveling like crazy.
Yeah,
in Miami, I was going everywhere. I was going from DC, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm, Baltimore, New York, Jersey. I didn't realize how much I was doing until I sat back and was like, oh,
yeah, that's a lot.
Yes. But it was something I enjoyed doing. But when I moved here, different demographic, everyone liked different things. And Miami, everyone is into their looks. But what I love about Clearwater is less superficial than Miami.
I know.
And that is refreshing. So refreshing. Do you know in Miami, I had
how much hair you sold too?
I had to always think about my weight. I had to always, literally, these are things, because I'm always going to an event. I had to look a certain way, had to do a certain thing. And then I let all that go. I came to Clearwater. I accept myself and who I am because being fabulous, being sexy, being gorgeous is all from the inside.
Honey. Yes.
And it comes out. Yeah. It's not the clothes you put on, not the bundles you put in your hair or the MAC makeup you put on your skin. It all comes from the inside.
You're right. And you're glowing. Clearwater has a nice glow for you. Listen, glow up.
I moved, Katy, I moved my sister, my brother-in-law. We've had 2 babies. Well, we had a baby in Clearwater. We're about to have another baby.
Shut up.
Yes, our family is growing and no one wants to go back to Miami.
I love that. Because you know what? I grew up in Clearwater. And although in general, Clearwater is, like older people come here. Like that's not a bad thing.
But like the best part about it though.
Yeah. Right? It's quieter.
Listen.
It's quieter.
Yes. Everyone, my friends come to visit and they're like, it's quiet here. I said, oh.
And the beach is nice.
Beach is 5 minutes away from my house.
Yeah, me too. Because we're close. We're super close. Because Chris came by. But it's like, and it's just, for me, Miami was super overwhelming. Anywhere you had to go, just the traffic. I didn't get as much time with the kids as I wanted. There just wasn't. And my family's here, so that with all, like, my mom's 4 streets away. So it's like, I feel at home here, even though I know some. That's why it really makes me feel good that you love it.
I love it.
Because that means you met the right people. And you met good people around you, and you brought
Clearwater has amazing people.
Yeah,
amazing people. Katy, there's some things.
Here we are.
Let me tell you something. Yes, and I don't mean to bring this in this podcast, but when we were in Miami, like I don't say anything because certain things aren't meant to be said. Sometimes I've had to check people for the things they've said. No one needs to know, but I always say, yo. You don't treat people. You don't say things about, because a lot of stuff goes on in Miami. You know, and I separated myself from a lot of people. Because, yes, I allow people to be who they are, but there's certain type of nasty things I can't get into.
Yeah, no, I get that. You checked a lot of people on our floor. They say stupid shit.
But I love it here.
But I'm glad. And then we're not going to bring up the name. We worked at that other place together. But it was so nice to have you there, too, because, you know, I would be preaching to the people on the floor. Like, I'm like, I know I did the work. Like, you guys need to do this process. So when you came in, I was like, find someone who has my back.
Listen.
Like, please.
And you know what I've learned? I just love
that you came here. I know it wasn't because of me, but I'm going to take full credit.
Take it. Take the full. But you know what? Everything happens for a reason. God puts people in your life for a reason. Because the job I thought I was going to get, remember you hit me up. How did that? It did not work. And I felt like I was about to go into a panic. But everything fell smooth. You came through for me. And listen. I am forever grateful for you and your husband.
I love you. I'm forever grateful for you.
I tell my family about you all the time.
Oh my God, you're super sweet.
I am so forever grateful for you. You have no idea. Like, I come, you know, you have plans with friends and friends bail out on you. And it has made me a control freak because I feel as if I'm the one in control of everything, things in my life won't fall apart. I don't want anyone to have any control or any moving parts because of that. You know, but I'm forever grateful.
Sometimes you just let go, you know?
Let go. This was the best decision I've made in my life, was moving to Clearwater. It's a breath of fresh air. And
fresh hair. We know what you're thinking about.
A breath of fresh air. I'm happier than I've ever been in my life. My family is here.
I love that your family's here. I had no idea your family was here.
Yes, I moved my... Listen, I have a house with family.
I love that.
I come from work. Well, I'm working from home right now, but when I come from work, I have the kids, you know.
Oh, I love it.
And, you know, they call me uncle. I'm like, hey.
Do they?
Yeah, they call me uncle.
Why are they calling you Aunt Jean?
Oh, when they say Jean, I'm like, hey. You know, so I enjoy the kids. And that just shows,
like, words don't, like...
Words mean
but
nothing
I understand
to
when
me.
people want to, you know, and I get that, but you've made sure that isn't, like, a part of your... It can't bring you down, and you have your nieces and nephews calling you. I can't even deal with you right now.
Yes, they call me uncle. But
so
I
your
know,
sister's here and had a baby at Morton Plant?
She had a baby in Morton Plant, which we love.
We love Morton Plant.
We love.
That's where I had Jasmine.
Listen,
I love Morton
we
Plant.
love Morton Plant, okay? She's like, I'm having my baby at Morton Plant again. She said, Jean, they treat you good.
They do. It's a brand new facility for baby. Yeah, no,
I love the way they...
And it's right by your house.
Literally.
Which is really
I don't know. I just love the people of Clearwater. I have not came across any... I really...
That is beautiful to me.
I don't think people understand.
Yeah.
For instance, the world is in a frenzy, chaos. I don't have a race issue. I don't have an issue with my sexuality or anything.
That feels good.
Not even in my community. We speak. We keep it moving. Yeah, those who didn't spoke before, now they speak.
Yeah, just respect.
We can find ways to coexist. I believe we just need to spread more love.
That's it.
Spread more love. Love is the only thing that's going to change the world. Forget about what makes us different. Think about the things that make us the same.
I know. Love.
Yes. I don't know.
Love and respect. That's it. Also, more implant nurses. They're great.
Oh.
I'll give a shout out.
Shout out to More Implant.
Yeah, Jasmine was born at More Implant. One of my favorite. I guess it's because South Miami was good to me. I loved my doctor, but the drive, I was super worried. We had to jump on the highway. Like, I'm 5 minutes from the hospital. So,
did you ever feel like you're not getting the full care you need also? Because it's... Yes, our population is huge, but
I had to scream at the nurse to go get my doctor because I'm like, the girl's coming out now. Like, she's here. She is here. And I can feel her, and you need to get my doctor. They're like, let us check one more time. I'm like, no, you're going to keep your hands off of me, and you're going to go get my doctor. Thank you.
Listen here.
Thank you. That's my body. I can feel it. Thank you so much. So let's do funny stories at work. Let's think of one of our funniest stories. It's hard. Oh, go ahead.
Hero. I posted this video on Facebook the other day. So, you know,
What was it?
my weekends were always fun-filled, going out to the club.
Yeah.
Piero says, oh, this is Jean when she comes back from, you guys, you want to know what I did for the weekend? I went out to the club. We had some bottles. We had some drinks. And the boss was filming me, but they ain't have no coins.
Wait, you were on that video?
Yeah, I was recording Piero. I posted on.
Oh, he was you.
Yeah, he was doing me. but they didn't have no coins.
First of all, he nailed it.
He nailed it to the T. Nailed it to the T.
Quit snapping and hitting Obi on our mic. Stop.
I'm sorry. He nailed it
oh
to
my
the
gosh,
T.
right. Piero. Okay, so I hate that one of our memories is food, but your shrimp pasta that one day, I don't know if I was pregnant or not. Because remember, I went through 2 babies there, pregnant. And then Piero brought this cheese on top of a potato meal on
Piero
top.
can cook.
You two are like my favorite people ever for all the food you brought me. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
But that shit always cracks me up. And then our just loud corner.
Oh my God.
Loud as shit. And I remember because it was you and Q were in the corner and then the Samsung crew.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just always, so I'd always have to be like, y'all, get on the phones.
But
Still
I'm
working.
going to say something.
Still working.
I'm going to say something, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. We were the most live corner in that office, and our numbers were impeccable.
Impeccable. Approved.
Yeah.
They really were. We got the job done.
You know what I learned from there? And this was from Diane. And Carlos will probably tell you this. I remember I started off on, was it CA? I was making 60 calls, right? Remember that was the minimum. And it was not working. Carlos had that talk with me. Like, I was like, Diane pulled me to the side.
Those talks sucked so bad.
But I learned something, and I use this, I tell people this all the time. And Diane said, well, if you're doing the bare minimum, it's not working, double it, triple it. And when it's not working, now you could tell them that their method doesn't work, and they need to change it. And you know what I did? I doubled it. I tripled it.
You did a 300 call list, 100 times.
Yes.
I did that with, what was that one I was put on? Like I had to call down to Google and Oracle. And I was like, you guys, this date, like people are hanging up on me. Like, why are you calling me? I'm Google. And I was like, I got to get through this list because I got to show them this data sucks. Like it was so hard, but you just do it, right?
You just do it.
And then you got an awesome project where you got to lead, you know?
Yes, I loved that project. I had so much
Your
fun.
partners loved you. They just loved you.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my God.
I loved them.
You're like, hello.
Remember my cousin Cher? Cher said, what do you go and do in this office every day? I don't see you doing. I said, listen, honey. Linda, listen.
What do you do?
I said, you may see me there having fun, but I'm talking to people. I'm sending emails. I'm building that pipeline.
And these people know me.
They know who I am.
That's it.
I don't have, and Carlos taught me how to filter my accounts. The people who were selling already, I don't need to call them that much.
They're going to buy.
The one in the middle, I, keep them updated on things. But the ones who weren't purchasing, find out why they weren't purchasing.
Yeah.
Ask those open-ended questions. And I use those open-ended questions against them.
See, and you're not scared. You ain't scared. I love that. I love that we have that experience together. I still, to this day, rave about just you said it, melting pot of our floor.
Yeah.
And it was super important and then we had one of the leaders was Laz and she ran shit, right? Put you in your place real quick,
chick.
let you know what's up.
Boss chick, and she did it with grace and elegance.
So much grace.
She told me to be the woman that I wanted to be. Laz told me.
And that's beautiful. From HR to like, take away corporate, take away from policy, and I want you to be who you want to be.
Yeah,
and
she
that
said,
is beautiful.
Be who you are. Be who you are.
So amazing.
Last told me, and she was told me.
I learned so much from her.
Listen, we learned from each other.
Yeah, I remember. I have a great story from Laz too. I walked up to her and I was like, "Hey, they're doing like a background check after I became perm." And I was like, just so you know, I have like a felony on my record. She goes, you kill someone? And I go, no, I don't think so. No, I didn't. I was like scared. She goes, you're fine. We'll get you through. And I was like, thank you. She's like, you're fine. She's like,
she's an advocate for us.
Yeah, she is. And that's what you need in that role, especially an HR role, is that's the type of person you need. I feel like she could be such a great mentor in HR just in general because people are scared of HR. I was never scared of Laz, and I learned so much. And she let me make mistakes and grow from them. That's what was so great.
Yeah, she was amazing.
She was a gem. Shout out to Laz. We'll send this directly to you.
Yes.
Okay, so I think you've already like taught our listeners a lot about today. Words can't hurt you. Love, hustle. Clearwater is not bad. It's actually really great.
Clearwater is the place. Tampa Bay is the place that gives people second chances.
Feels good, right?
Yes, it felt good because it was so hard getting a place to move in back home. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, shit, yeah.
It was so hard. You're either making too much money or whatever the reason was. And when I moved here,
I love that it shines through too because your family moved. You know what I mean? And that's a big move. Yeah, that was really hard on you at first.
I worked a lot of overtime, girl.
Get them here. I know you're always taking care of everyone. Okay, so what do you wanna leave the Jean interview with? Tell the world what, because I have 1 billion listeners. Go tell the world. I put you on the spot.
No problem. it may be maybe 3 little tidbits.
Okay.
I know there's probably someone out there who's afraid of being who they are. And don't live your life with regrets. It's okay to make mistakes. Be who you are. It's better to do it now than 30 years later. Then you miss the opportunity because we grow with ourselves. So you don't want to miss those opportunities and live life with regret. So whoever's out there, it may be scary, but it's okay. And let me tell you something. I am so happy for our forefathers, the previous gays, the trans, who paved the way for us from healthcare to, a lot of things they've done where we've become more accepted. We're on TV now. We're making music. And when I was growing up, I didn't see people like me on the big screen. So I'm grateful for that. Another thing, it takes more energy to find what's wrong with people. It takes more energy to hate. It's easier to love.
So, oh my gosh, it does take a ton of energy to hate.
It takes a lot of energy to hate.
And we want to save our energy to dance.
Yes. Dance. And, when you go to bed at night, do your self-reflection. I've been doing a lot of self-reflecting. Accountability goes a long way. When you hold yourself accountable for things in life, accountability goes a long way. So those are some of the things. And it's okay when you're wrong to say you're wrong. There is a power, humility, and you take your power away from people. There is a power in taking accountability in the things you've done. And tomorrow's not promised.
And love people. Tomorrow isn't promised.
Tomorrow is not promised. Love the people around you. I have so many friends right now where this is something I'm not going through, but I'm watching. A lot of people who have done me wrong, and I know they're sitting there like, this girl is still showing me love. And I see them falling apart from their close friends and family. And I say, you see how many people are dying tomorrow? To these days? I said, love on one another. When someone does something wrong to you, that's an opportunity for both of you to grow.
Yeah, you're right. And it takes so much energy to hate. Yeah.
Love is, for me right now, everything is about love. And great energy. I think that's my vibration that I'm on. Yeah. And I've learned, when you're a person like me, this is you too. People who love people, and you will do anything for those you love, and you're a kind person and you're a giving person. Sometimes, to me, this is what I'm doing now. I'm not searching for love. Love is going to have to find me.
Because you have love already.
People will take advantage of that too.
Oh, yeah. You got to be careful. And it's not like you put up a barricade or anything like that. It's just that your love, like you can sense when other people are giving your type of love. And and you're very accepting, which is not a flaw. You just got to sometimes guard yourself. Yeah.
I've learned that. And my sister says, you're too nice. I say, you're too mean. You're too mean.
And that's our conversation. She is being too mean. No, but I get what she's saying. She's protecting you too, just because she knows
she
your
loves
heart.
me.
Of course.
And she's watched, like, my sister also has this thing, Katy. She wants, this is weird, right? And you know I'm not superficial. Mm-hmm. I'm not vain. I'm not looking for a high roller. I may talk a lot of junk.
Mm-hmm. You got to bring your coin.
Yes.
Bring your coin.
My sister's always like, no, I want you to get an engineer, get a doctor. And I
you deserve it, girl. Get your coin.
I do, but...
You're like, I don't need that, thank you.
That's not what I'm looking for in a person. For me, it's so much more deeper than anything.
It's all about that vibration. That's a 2020 vibration too, with everything with COVID and all this going on and stupidity. For me, it's like, I like to slow down. Mm-hmm. I like to slow down a little bit. I like to embrace the moment. I love our weekends as a family in the backyard. Like, I love, those like little moments where you missed before because you're going so fast. And you want that. Like, you don't, the coin's nice, but it's like, no, what really fulfilling to you is because you give so much love. You just want that back. I get it.
Yeah, I've been able to, I don't have any kids, my future husband, if you have kids, I'll take them.
Oh, I love you so much.
I've been able to watch kids, my nieces and nephews grow from birth to who they are right now. So I'm not a parent, but those are my babies. Of course. And I could understand why a parent will go out their way to protect their child.
Because you would do the same thing for them.
I'm a caregiver for DCF overnight here in Tampa.
Oh, you have been?
Yes, I've been doing it since April.
Jeez.
I do it. I work overnight at for the Tampa Children Network. I've been there since
Oh my God, I would love more information about that to pass around because there was one time I wanted to be like the middle grounds of when they take children out of their home to be like a spot for them, but it was really hard to get permitting for babies. So I'd love to hear more about, oh my God, that's an off-topic thing, but I think that is beautiful.
Yes.
That is you.
Great experience
This is an example of pro-life, everyone out there. Not to do with people's uteruses. This has to do with taking care of children who are here. On this earth.
Yes.
Who need us.
Yes.
Oh, that's so awesome.
And that's been a learning experience for me because at first I'm like, these kids, and I have to say, come on now.
What have they just gone through?
They've gone through a lot. I've seen kids go through so much. And I changed the narrative. I changed my perspective. So now you understand a lot of people go through a lot of things. That's why they are who they are. I am who I am because I went through a lot of things, a lot of rejection. So I know what it's like to be rejected, so I don't reject people.
And do you know those kids were just basically rejected? As a child, how do you understand that?
So I know first quarter. So...
Oh, I'd love more info on that.
Yes.
That just made my heart so happy. You are such an amazing person to be around. So I'm so grateful you're there for those kids. Yeah. I'm like I'm just helping foster kids, it's just our system's really messed up and just the stories and from very good friends of mine who are in foster care, it's just like a lot to understand that we haven't done right for these kids. But that's huge. That's really awesome. You do it overnights?
I do it overnight.
That's a lot.
Yeah, but last week I worked 7 nights straight. But
it's a different type of feeling, right?
Yes, and I'm not doing it for how I'm feeling.
It's for the kids.
At one point I didn't have my mommy. And I thank God that my father, which I thought was going to be the total opposite, my father was very accepting of who I was.
And that's really good. And you have that experience too of the love, so you want to do that for the kids.
Yes.
And then for you, it's like 7 days, I'm literally giving kids that I know are missing something what they need. So I think that's huge. Super proud of you.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, Jean making moves in the wild in H2O.
I don't know how I managed to do that.
I don't know what you're doing. You're crazy.
On the weekends,
I know, but you've done it. Like you are a testament that it can happen. Yeah. When you put your energy towards the things that help.
I can get into a lot of trouble too, Katy.
Working that much?
No, not working that much, but me. I know me.
She knows to keep
I can get into a lot
of. She knows to keep
I can get into a lot of trouble. So I said to myself when I moved to Clearwater, instead of sitting there looking at my walls.
And it's helped you.
Yes, I can go. I work here, do this, and I take everything in life as a learning experience. And I don't know, I'm really like I'm talking to you, and I feel like I'm now taking it
all in. Yeah. It's like a therapeutic, like, wow, I'm really doing things for myself, for others. You're leading with compassion. You're having fun while doing it, and you're yourself. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty damn good. Yeah. Jean has come to the podcast today. Everyone's going to listen. Everyone's going to love it. We're going to have a lot of information after this. If you need your hair and makeup done, if you want to help volunteer. Are you volunteering?
Oh, I don't mind volunteering. Also, another business venture, Katy. I don't know if you've seen.
We got another one. No.
So.
Food.
We sell
Cooking.
food.
Yes.
Here it is. We are a full event coordinating business. We started as a family. My sister's,
God, how did we forget about
my sister's wedding we did last year.
Oh my gosh, I saw this.
Yes,
I do follow all the food
My
pictures.
sister did all the pieces by herself in our patio in our 3-bedroom apartment.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
We do nails at our house. She learned to do nails on her own. We do hair, makeup, nails, events. We'll provide you with a consultative services.
I love it.
And you know, everything I've learned from the channel company, UBM, I've applied it to what we're doing now.
Sales.
I told my sister, you can make money with people calling you on the phone, asking you put in time.
Yeah.
Consultative services. Yeah. Provide a managed service. That's how you're going to make more money.
So you'll find Miss Mimi, also Jean, on Not a Great Whisperer podcast. She will be linked to everything. Is there any, is there a name of the company yet or anything?
The name of the company is not out. It goes Vicky and Co.
Okay.
Full event coordinating business. Simplicity beats complexity.
Nice.
That's my sister's motto. Her name is Victoria Point du Jour on Facebook.
Oh, love it. Yeah, it'll all be linked to when we launch it.
Yes.
Love it. Look at you.
I've been worried. I didn't realize remember I moved here with no car. Like,
I know.
I learned when my life went left, I just looked at the things that went left and just try to do them different. There's always hope.
Yeah.
You can't give up, right?
And you're amazing and beautiful.
You are.
Your glow up is amazing. Jean, thanks for being here.
You're going to find
Jean on Not a Great Whisperer podcast page at The Real Cray, KatyRay.com. We're at BKN Creative Studio in Ybor. Jean has made it. Thank you.
It was
Diva,
amazing.
Amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome.